Special thank you to all of my patrons, especially my precious pets. Water Resin, Nikki Bailey, Lucy Scott Russian, Hybrid Sisters, Michelle, Ann Adventure, Savannah Vance, Yandere, Destiny Stepanek, and Kelsey Brock. Interesting. I never know what to expect when first entering a mind, but I can tell you that it wasn't this. This wasteland. A gray, pale sky thick with uneven blankets of low-hanging clouds. The air is cool and dry and smells of dust and stone. The ground is nearly the very same shade of gray, dry and cracked and flat, stretching off endlessly to the horizon in any direction I look. I see that there are plants here, or what's left of them. Low, brittle, twisted things that seem to claw their way up from the earth, stunted in life, no better in death. Pale trees, too, leafless and gnarled, squat and skeletal, dry as bone. There is no nourishment here, no moisture, nothing green. There are buildings too, the bones of what were once buildings at least, built from gray stone, cracked and crumbled and neglected. A place people might have lived once, but not for a long time. There are no footsteps in this fine gray dust that's settled over everything. None but my own. Even those are wiped clean the moment the wind blows, erasing any trace of my passing as I walk through and around these silent ruins, through these spaces that were once roads, perhaps, through these stones that were once homes. Nothing lives here. This place whispers to me on that empty wind. This world cannot sustain life. But it did once, didn't it? I understand what this is. This lifeless borderland. This space exists to insulate you, to turn away your visitors by signaling that there is nothing for them here. Every bit of interest and personality carefully scraped clean and left bare to the ravages of time and neglect. A place entirely devoid of what is soft and vulnerable. I have nothing for you, this place tells me. There is nothing to me at all. But I know better. I know that you have hidden yourself away, and I am going to find you. No matter how still and small and silent you make yourself, I will draw you out. There is nothing you can hide that I cannot find. I just need to find a way forward. And there is always a way forward. Here, passing through a half-collapsed archway of stone, in this desolate square of dried and long-dead plants, pale and withered, and so brittle that they dissolve at the slightest touch. This was a garden once, wasn't it? That crumbling circle in the middle looks like it must have been a fountain. And the statue at its center, cracked and worn as it may be, it still carries a likeness as well. From where did the water flow when this place was green? From here, your carven downcast eyes? Or maybe from here, these lips frozen in stone. Traces of mineral flow and sediment remain. I can feel their texture beneath my fingertips. I know there is more to you than this. I can sense a hint of what remains. the barest twitch of a wry smile, a pulse of anger in the set of your jaw, in the curl of your fingers into the meat of your palm. Something fierce and bright that flickers ever so briefly behind the shaded light of your eyes. Do those sound like the observations of someone who has known you for longer than the time that has passed since you arrived here? Well, let's just say that I am very dedicated to my patients. That includes doing the proper research to ensure a successful session. Let's leave it at that. Here, if I sweep aside this dead foliage, this dust, this garden long abandoned. Ah, there it is. Something green. A little shoot, palest green and malnourished, but concealing a delicate strength. I only dare to touch it with the utmost care and gentleness. It is velvet soft and small underneath my hands, and you have been healing then, slowly, painfully slowly. This vital part of you has been tucked away beneath all this disinterested death, nurtured by the discarded husks of every way you've protected yourself until now. That's good, but it's not enough. Allow me to assist. There. A few drops of my life's blood, splattered upon the soil where this little life struggles towards the absent sun. Isn't it striking? The rich crimson against this pallid earth. Drink deep, little one. I know you must be thirsty. Swell and surge. It is only a small taste, but it will awaken in you a hunger that has been dormant for far too long. Remember what it is to grow, to reach, to yearn, and act upon the yearning, to expose something fragile and trust that it will be well cared for. You see, even now, the little sprouts begin to unfurl. Good. Very good. What's this? You've introduced something new. The fountain. It was bare and dry when I arrived, but now it glimmers with streaks of some dark liquid. Ah, the statue. Its cracks are brimming and overflowing into the basin below, pouring forth like blood from innumerable lacerations, too thick, too opaque to be water, and black as the dead of night. The way it churns and burbles and coats all that it touches. Do you mean for this to frighten me? This ichor that bubbles forth from the stone effigy, you mean for it to be a warning, don't you? A sign of something darker lurking beneath the crust of this borderland. Something far less benign than an empty wasteland. Beware, you signal. Something wretched lies beneath. Something you don't want to see. Oh, but I do. I do want to see. I am not afraid. And I am not turning back. This dark liquid clings and sucks at my feet as I wade through it to the weeping, bleeding statue. I place my hands upon the stone, feel the shape of it, where it is cold and curved, and where it is jagged. where it is broken, and where it threatens to cut. These places are usually the same, a wound wielded as a weapon. I don't mind how it stains me, how the blackness coats my skin. I welcome it. You are frozen in time and cannot come to me, cannot yield, so I will envelop you. Because here, cradling this stony effigy in my arms, I can feel the seam of your deepest wound. I can explore the shape of it with my fingertips, feel how the ichor bubbles up from within like a spring, desperate to break free from this knotted locus of suffering at your core. It crashes at the boundaries of you, doesn't it? I sense the pressure pushing from the inside out. You will not be able to sustain this half-ruse state for long without breaking. So let us speed the process along, shall we? This blade, the one that I use to bleed myself, yes, I'm just going to take it and delicately, as picking a lock, find the correct angle. Oh, I feel the way you tense against me in my waking world on my lap. Your fear is understandable. I've taken a blade, a tool of harm, to the most fragile crack in your exterior, the place that you are most vulnerable. Will it hurt, you wonder? Will I be in pain? The answer is yes. I never promised that I wouldn't hurt you. There will be pain. It will be a good pain, like setting a bone, but pain nonetheless. You cannot stop it. You cannot fight it. All you need to do is relax and remember to breathe as I insert the blade deeply, deeply into this black stained shell of stone. Yes, you can cry out. It's perfectly alright. Good. Very good. Let it press into you. Let it penetrate your core. Feel the strangeness, the otherness, the newness in a place you have kept hidden away for so long. And let yourself shatter